Well, hello everyone. Tonight's going to be an interesting stream as I'm going to try to pump out 4 races in one night here. Our season finale for the Sylvania Bush League. As you can see in the left here, we've got our regular season points tally. Adam Starr has accumulated the most points of everyone. However, those points are irrelevant for the actual championship battle here. As you can see, I haven't sorted them yet, as was lined up from the first race after we had points accumulated at Darlington. Day 2 was first. He's definitely not first anymore, as UN What Army was able to accumulate more points at Darlington and catapult himself to number 1. Go ahead and sort this here in descending order. So just like that, UN What Army jumps up 2 spots into first. Cam Jordan holds serve in second. Justin Day2 drops 2 spots back to third. Adam Gerber-Forian moves up 2 spots into fourth. Adam Starr dropping back 1 spot to fifth. Tyler Landa dropping 1 spot back to sixth. And then Tristan Reams and Tyler Disharoon, both with 1 point apiece, sitting at the bottom in 7th and 8th. Nothing is definitely determined yet, as we still have 4 races, and the Daytona Road Course race to wrap it all up tonight will be double points. So, to no further ado, let's get the show on the road. Our first race being the Rock 100 at Rockingham. There's no telling whether we're going to see another surprise winner tonight. There's going to be 4 opportunities for it. The Sylvania Bush League has had a solid 35 drivers every race this season, so that has been nice to keep it steady. Rockingham, right here we go. 99 laps, that'll be good enough. Playoffs.
Favors, touch all your seatbelts, touch.
So, starting on pole, let's see. Clarence Bonner over Cam Jordan, Riley Sorrell Tracy, Tyler Aspinall, Al Bunch, Lynn Farrell, Jules T-Roll, Josh Harrison, Bellafon, and Justin Patrick. It looks like UN What Army is going to have to come quite a ways from the back there in 17th, as well as Adam Starr there in 16th.
Favors, touch all your seatbelts.
3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engine.
With a shot at getting into the Cup Series next year on the line, most of these drivers are definitely going to want to win the championship. More reasons than one. It'll look nice on the resume to have a Sylvania Bush League championship. Regardless, we might see someone that's outside of the top 8 that takes home victory today. You got Tyler Aspinall on the outside in the high, sitting 4th right there in the 45 car. He would definitely like to get a win. Having not won a race all season so far, it would definitely give him a boost for next year. Just like that, Cam Jordan stuck on the high groove there. He is losing momentum as Clarence Bonner is out front leading for the time being. Al Bunch sitting up front there. Seems like he's constantly up front running in these bush races lately. We got Ewan What Army about to crack his way up into the top 10 here. Luckily, he was able to start on the inside line, so that has been a huge win for him as he's cruising through the field at the moment. Cam Jordan still continuing to drop backwards here. Ewan What Army, with the current points lead in the championship tally, will continue to hold that championship lead as he gets by his closest contender in Cam Jordan. 3 wide there puts Cam Jordan even further back as he's dropped a spot to Tyler Aspinall, Lucas Holmes, and Tyler Fink. So of our title contenders right now, Ewan What Army is the highest running title contender. Other than Tyler Dishroon, my bad. Tyler Dishroon, but he's deep in the point standings, so he's going to have to make up a lot of points if he wants to catch Ewan for the points lead. Al Bunch is currently fighting with Bonner here for the lead. We'll see if Bonner can hold off the hard-charging Al. Al the Kid has managed to run strong in the previous 2 races. He came up short at North Wilkesboro, and Darlington, he actually started on pole and had a mechanical failure before the race even started. So that ultimately cost him any shot at contending for a win at Darlington. Yet again, we got him here running strong here at Rockingham and potential contender for the win here tonight. It's crazy that he seems to have found a little bit of extra speed at the later runs of the season here. Not in the championship battle, of course, but still looking to win some races. Ewan What Army is 8th at the moment, followed by Cam Jordan, who still fell backwards. Cam fell all the way to 13th with Adam Starr right behind him in 14th. So what I'll do tonight is I'm going to run 3 of the final 4 races in rapid succession. We will then tally up the points at the end of the 3rd race so that we know who is where and whether we've got much of a championship battle on our hands towards the end of the night. It's going to be a long one as this is only race 1 of 4. It's currently 9:30 on the Pacific Standard Time. And I apologize to anyone else that might be missing out on it right now. You'll probably have to catch it on replay tomorrow in the Eastern Standard Time, who currently are looking at midnight. Al Bunch took the lead away from Clarence Bonner as we have failed to catch that pass for the lead. Bonner is now falling back even further as Jules T-Roll gets by him, so let's see how that materialized here. Lap 13, he just had a hell of a run on the inside of Clarence there. Coming off the backstretch, a little bit of momentum from drafting. Slingshots his way to the lead in front of Clarence Bonner. And he never looked back from there as Clarence continued to lose spots upon losing the lead there. Jules T-Roll running second. Riley Sorrell Tracy running third. Tyler Disharoon in fourth. Skylar Dixon fifth. Ewan What Army running sixth. So our points playoff leader is definitely going to make it hard on everyone else to catch up to him. With 1,069 points in the playoff stretch here in the final 8. Our furthest back with Tristan Reams at 1,011, so he's got at least a 58-point buffer from first to 8th. And if he can make the pass here on Disharoon, he will be the highest running playoff contender on track. Looks like Patrick on the inside, going to make it a little bit difficult for What Army. Find some open ground there on the inside. And we continue to stay green through 20 laps here at Rockingham. That was a stutter. Al Bunch out front leading. All that you could think of now is what's going to come out to bite him. He's been snake bitten severely in his last 2 outings, so hopefully he can close the deal tonight. Looks like he's going to have a little bit of Jules T-Roll to deal with here in a little bit, as T-Roll is flying behind him. That 0.43 second gap is shrinking down to a 0.37 second gap now. Compared to the truck series that we've contested this year, our final 4 races in the Busch League are going to be almost like sprint races. This right here is about a 100-mile contest at Rockingham, and then we've only got 125. I want to see what's 120 miles at Chicagoland. 120, whichever the 120 comes out to be, it'll be about 70, 80 laps or so. St. Louis, which is Gateway, will be a 115-mile event, roughly. And then our Daytona Road Course will just do a quick 100-mile event there as well. So 400 miles at least, roughly 400 miles of racing tonight, and we will have a Busch League champion. And then in the closing next couple days, I'm going to get the Cup Series all tied up so that I've got plenty of time to work on the off season. Still got plenty of cars to paint for the Cup. This will give me all the chess pieces I need to set up the Cup Series once I know who's in and who's out. We could still have a surprise champion in this Busch League with Tyler Disharoon still alive. You also have Tyler Landa, and amongst the top 8, really most of them are kind of locked into a Cup ride for next year. We've already got Ewan What Army confirmed. We've got Adam Starr. Well, Adam Starr ain't officially confirmed for a Cup ride in 2023. Tristan Reams, yes. So that puts us at about 6 drivers that could still be on the fence and are likely going to need to win the championship to lock their way into the Cup Series for next year. Beginning of the Sylvania Busch League Series, we saw dominance from Adam Gerberian, and he led the points for about half the season from the start. Since then, has struggled and has fallen. He's definitely not out, but he's still trying to catch back up to where he was at the start of the season. Had a lot of back and forth, different multiple time winners with Cam Jordan at 3. Then we also had Justin Day2, multiple wins on the season. And Ewan What Army, right before the lockdown to the final 8, he won his second race this season to help bolster his chances here in the playoffs. Currently 1/3 of the way through this 99 lap event here. Al Bunch out front leading over Jules T-Roll. Riley Sorrell Tracy with a decent run sitting in 3rd. Then Skylar Dixon. But I think the big talk will be Ewan What Army, because he seemed to have found another gear here in the playoffs. So if any of y'all are just tuning in, it's going to be one long night of racing, as this is only a quarter of what I got going for tonight. Al Bunch currently leading in this first race, the Rock 100 at Rockingham. Title contenders definitely in the mix here, including Ewan What Army, Tyler Disharoon, Cam Jordan, Adam Starr, Tristan Reams. Amazingly, Justin Day2 is struggling yet again. It seems like once things got into crunch time, he's having a harder go of it. He won the regular season points, so he ended up with 35 bonus points in this round of 8. He's going to have to use just about everything he's got from that bonus accumulation of points that he got. Then you got Tyler Landa in 28th. And Adam Gerberian running 31st. Likely these guys will all have to pit once, so we haven't seen the full rotation of things here, but not looking good for a lot of our title contenders here on lap 40. And we're slowly closing in on halfway. Not a whole lot of drama going on track. Day 2 looks like he might be able to make up some spots here. Up to 24th, potentially 23rd in front of him. Tristan Reams has kind of held steady mid-pack here, as well as Adam Starr. Looks like Cam Jordan's making some moves though, as he's worked his way back into the top 10. On the outside trying to drive it. Looks like he's gonna make some moves and get some spots. Definitely not the preferred line here, as the inside line is gonna prevail going into turn 1. And now he's going to get freight trained on the inside with a little bit of help from Roland Heidfeld there as well. All in the meantime, Al Bunch still out front leading. Has a half-second lead over Jules T-Roll. Scratch that, he now has at least a second of a lead over Jules T-Roll. And our strong title contender of Ewan What Army sitting in 5th. He might be able to make up some spots here and get into 3rd. 3rd definitely in reach here for Ewan. Riley Sorrell Tracy in 3rd there with one of his better runs in the season. Just like Al Bunch, it seems like him and Al Bunch both have found a little bit of extra speed here during the playoff run. Albeit out of playoff contention, they're still doing pretty good here. Too wide in front of Ewan. Looks like Tyler Disharoon is going to take advantage of this and perhaps get 2 birds with 1 stone. This will put him all the way up to 4th. From 6th to 4th in the matter of a couple turns. Ewan, on the other hand, drops from 5th to 7th. Still fighting tooth and nail. 3rd place is still very close in proximity of these group of cars. This could very well be one of the last live streams that I've got for most live racing in 2022 here. There might be some exhibition races in the works. I am thinking about perhaps displaying or showcasing our 2023 sets of liveries, paint schemes, whatever you want to call them, and do an invitational or a Busch Clash all-star kind of event sometime around Christmas and New Year's, so still definitely not 100% certain what I'm going to do with it, but we'll have something to look forward to before 2023 is my hopes. And now that I've got some new features on YouTube, I can do a little bit more nifty set up a premiere of sorts so that I got something I can plan it in advance and have it notify people of a coming event, which will be pretty cool. Kind of looking back at summarizing how this all started for me, I got to give props to a bunch of people that have done a lot of the same stuff I'm doing. It's been 12 years in the making for myself. I never thought at least that I was going to be broadcasting on YouTube someday. And here I am broadcasting on YouTube. About 9 months ago, I joined a server. Maybe about 6 months ago, not quite 9 months ago. And it was the server run by Tyler Aspinall. And it kind of gave me a little bit more added motivation to try and duplicate what he had going on. It inspired me that I could do something like that too, and I've noticed with my creation of the series that I've had more people interested in sim racing or NASCAR racing 2003 in general. So I know that the offline series might be a little niche for some. It's not like there's any real life racing, it's all simulated. But it definitely gives you a dog to root for when watching the event. And how is it any different than watching the real life, sport itself? You're not out there racing every week, but you still got your favorite drivers that you root for and tune in every week. And this is that on a electronic scale where you got a video game replicating the spectatorship of reality. So I'm rambling, but apologies. I just wanted to give shout outs to many of the others that have done what I'm doing, and I give credit to them for inspiring and giving me motivation to do my own thing. So, people like Zach103 TV, Tyler Aspinall, Jamrit and his server, and I'm sure there's many, many more. All y'all are kind of hopping on and helping out, and I'm trying to do the same here. So with my Discord server, we've got a whole family of NR 2003 servers that honestly, it's quite amazing, and it feels very inclusive to something like a family. So back to the race here, and just wanted to kind of look back on how I got here. It's looking like Al Bunch perhaps is going to be looking back on how he got to where he is at the front of the field. As pit stops shuffle through, he's looking like he'll maintain the lead over the rest of the field. Only by a second he's behind the 01 of Brian Clark, who I believe is yet to pit. Yeah, he is. Oh, he pitted on lap 53. So he got an advantage on everyone by coming out on fresher tires. And you can see You can see the advantage in full force as it gave him a 1-second lead over Al Bunch. Looks like the bigger loser in these pit stops was the 21 of Ewan What Army, who got relegated back to 16th. The big winner, however, was Cam Jordan in the 18 car, who moved all the way up to 5th. So now Cam Jordan is our highest playoff contender in 5th, followed by Tyler Dishroon in 12th, and Ewan What Army in 16th. Justin Day 2 is gradually working his way up. He was as far back as 25th, currently P19. Tristan Reams, also a title contender, in 20th there. Adam Starr in 21st. Adam Gerber-Forian, who just got bumped back to 27th. Tyler Landa in 29th. And we've got a pass for the lead here as Al Bunch, with the fresher tires, is able to cruise by Brian Clark with ease. As we've only got 35 laps to go here. Everyone's made their pit stops, so this will be the final run to the checkered. Of course, unless we have a caution that'll decide otherwise. We'll have to keep an eye on Ewan What Army and see if he can make any kind of momentum back up to the top 10. He was running 5th prior to the caution or green flag pit stops, and it just so happens that green flag pit stops put him a little bit behind the cue ball. "29 laps to go, and it is the Al Bunch show out front. Jules Tyrrell now got by the 01 of Brian Clark. Ewan What Army still sitting in 16th. Cam Jordan currently still in 5th. Much of the field not making any moves in the closing laps here. We'll have to see the deficit, whether Jules Tyrrell is gaining on Al or perhaps losing. Yeah, Al Bunch is just smoking the field as he's continuing to grow his lead. Cam Jordan looking to get another spot here perhaps on Clarence Bonner. Brian Clark in the 01 will likely drop off rapidly enough that these guys here should catch him before the end of the race. Ewan Wood Army makes up one spot, getting his way into the top 15. And with him, he could still get pretty high up the list here, as they're all within striking range. 25 laps to go. Still plenty of time for racing to happen. Somehow made up another spot. I didn't quite catch how, but it looks like he's up to 14th now. Do we have a mechanical failure? No. The 56 of Nelson Morrison actually failed to start the race, so he must have had a mechanical failure right at the beginning. Seems like we are being hit with some of the strangest mechanical failures at the start of the race. Oil leak for the 01, so he had to come down pit road because he had an oil leak. Because of that, it put him off strategy and might actually get a better result than expected due to a mechanical failure. That I did not see until we opened up the charts there. Nothing on the 56 car though, he must have simply failed to start. Al Bunch, his lead has grown to 2.5 seconds over Jules T-Roll. Clarence Bonner gets by Brian Clark there. Skylar Dixon actually gets by Cam Jordan. That kind of shuffled back around when they both happened to get by Brian Clark with ease, putting Brian Clark back to 7th. Still, if he could hold on for a top 10 here, that would be a tremendous finish for the struggling 01 car, Brian Clark. It's Brian Clark. Yeah, Brian Clark. He's kind of been mired towards the back of the field all year, similar to that of Nadak Hagam. I don't know the total tally, but it may very well be his first top 10 in the Sylvania Bush League. So, of course, he's still got to hold on here for 18 more laps. I have to look too up front here. It looks like Al Bunch maybe giving up slightly his lead, but not by much. Shrunk from a 2.39 down to a 2.36, and it's probably because he's dealing with lap traffic. Jules T-Roll might be able to make up a lot of ground here. Yeah, he's still cutting his deficit just by slightest of margins there. Al Bunch luckily isn't dealing with any more lap traffic for now. Jules T-Roll will have to get around the lap traffic there between them. Ethan Creech in the 48. Looks like the lead started to stretch back out again. As for our title contenders, it's looking like Cam Jordan might be the one accumulating the most points here. Ewan Wood Army with a 14th, he ain't gonna lose too much ground. Tyler Dishroon with a 15th. Justin Daytu will try to bandage the bleeding here, as back-to-back bad finishes are not going to help his case. At least he's going to finish better than 25th where he was running. Tristan Reams in 18th. Adam Starr, unfortunately, in 20th. Adam Gerber-Forian, pretty dismal there in 29th. Tyler Landa, 30th. With 10 laps to go, it's looking more and more bleak for the rest of the field. Ewan What Army gets another spot, working his way up to 13th. He's very close to cracking back into the top 10 at this end of the race here. The struggling Brian Clark looks like he's not going to be able to hold on for that top 10 that we were talking about, as he's got cars behind him with fresh tires that are about 5 laps fresher than his. Ewan What Army might be able to get this spot here on Dusty Redding. Dusty Redding fresh off of his win at Darlington, where he ended up beating Ewan What Army. What Army was out front leading for most of that one and still did not come home with the win, finishing 3rd to Dusty Redding. Sadly for Brian Clark, it doesn't look like that top 10 was in the cards, as he's now fallen back outside into the top 15. 8 now down to 7 laps, and it's pretty much Al Bunch. We're going to keep an eye here on the next couple laps to see if Ewan can make his way into the top 10. Once if he can work around these two in front of him, he'll be back in a good point scoring position. And he got shuffled high there. That kind of hurt his momentum for the run. Watching the ticker up above, it looks like Al Bunch's lead grew a little bit more there. And Cam Jordan in the 18 car even worked his way up to 4th. Yeah, we're watching the top 10 battle right now, but I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the front, as Al Bunch, who has been victorious in the Truck Series this year, having won one of the dirt races, if I remember correctly, has been hit and miss here in the Busch League. Last 2 races, he was snake bitten, and with 3 laps here to go, might be worth saying that 3rd time's the charm. He's only got 2 more laps here. He's got to drive around. His 2.78 lead over Jules T-Roll slightly shrunk to a 2.71, but nothing alarming there, even with lap traffic in front of him. There's a lot of movers all around the track. There's a lot of passing going on here at Rockingham. There is no passing going on up front at the lead, though. It's been all Al Bunch. For about 90% of this race, he has led 90% of the 99 laps run. He'll take the white flag here. Only got a little bit over a mile left to race. Ewan What Army getting his way up to 12th there in the 21 car. Cam Jordan still running 4th. As he's entering turn 3, he's going to come roaring out of turn 4. Al Bunch takes home his first Sylvania Bush League win. And most likely one of many, as he'll be a contender in it next year too. He's also got some plans going forward. We might have to ask him during his interview in the post-race here. But congratulations to Al Bunch on taking home victory number 1 in the Sylvania Bush League. Ewan What Army worked his way up to 11th. Looks like Tristan Reams in 16th. Adam Starr in 17th. The rest of our title contenders did not have a very good run here. Oh, at the end we had the 40 car of Chris Hergeson have a mechanical failure as he dropped out with a header. So 1 race down and 3 more to go tonight, as we have the next race up on tap will be Chicagoland. Al Bunch takes home his first victory. Also somewhat of an upset as he's not a title contender. So give me a minute here as I wonder if I should just pause the stream. Can I pause it? I don't mind. I'll just leave it recording. So I'll go ahead and hop on the general channel. And maybe we can get an interview from the race winner. These points are not current, so disregard. Is this Al that's on the radio?
10-4, buddy.
Congrats. Congratulations on one hard-earned win there at Rockingham.
Yeah, we've had a blazing fast car all day long, so it's a well-deserved win. You know, for the past 2 races, we've had bad luck. 5 to go, we're out of gas, and for the start of the race, we had a problem with the car, so we couldn't get it fired up, and we had to withdraw.
So yeah, definitely 3rd time's the charm. It seemed like bad luck was all you had, and finally a good stroke of luck came your way. So,
Yeah, finally redemption.
and
I've
it's
had an up and down year in trucks. I've had about like 6 DNFs, I think, but I was able to score a win at Williams Grove.
yeah, and even then, after you got your win, it seemed like things kind of started to take off there too. So I think
Yeah, so
momentum has kind of helped your team get a little bit better here in the last stretch of the season.
yeah, and with the new alliance with what Ewan What Army and as Chadwick, their engine program, I might be able to have a successful truck and bush campaign next season. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, but that's what I'm thinking.
True. Yeah, so it's a marathon here tonight. We have one of four races that we're gonna get through, and perhaps you might be looking at another, maybe another win or two. So, you also have plans for 2023. You were thinking about trying to put together at least a run for the Daytona 500. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. We got the car, at the chassis. We're working on the engine right now. Working on the backup car, so should be ready by the time the season starts, or probably done by Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Nice. Look forward to it. It'll be fun in 2023, especially with having more contenders from the Bush and Truck Series trying to make some starts in the Cup Series. It'll kind of add an extra wrinkle to every race in the season. So
Yeah, I've been looking for a sponsor for a while. I'm getting some offers. Um, most notably the Sinclair Motor Oil Company, um, Bob Ross Inc., Penske Truck Rental, Best Western.
perhaps we'll see kind of a conglomeration of them all, you think? Maybe what would be the primary sponsor you'd want to see on it?
Uh, well, Sinclair has offered a pretty good deal on the car, so I think I might have to sign with them. I'll just have to wait for other contract offers. So I will definitely announce the sponsorship sometime this weekend.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
So we're gonna get ready here and start the next race. You'll be in the field, so hopefully good luck for you. Third times was the charm. Congratulations on your first Sylvania Bush League victory.
yeah. Thanks, man.
And unfortunately, not contending for the championship, but no, wins are always a good thing. So
Yeah, the shop's been working hard. We've this season we've tried to make it in the playoffs, but sadly we didn't make it. But at the end, it actually ended somewhat on a high note by getting a win.
well, and then we'll see what happens in these last three races here. So good luck and have a good night of racing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
So just like that, we get off the race at
Touch all your seatbelts, touch all
Rockingham.
your connections, touch your
Here we
Hans.
are at
Just make sure you get everything like
Chicagoland
you want
for
it.
a 120-mile event. None other than you and What Army and Al Bunch on the front row. So the power plants seem to work together, also seem to run fast together. And who knows how this race will play out. Maybe Al Bunch has got his bad luck worked out.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And we won't really know the points tally until the conclusion of Gateway. Once we finish Gateway, I will do a retally on all the points. But it's looking pretty good for you and What Army as he gets some bonus points for starting on the pole here. And our previous winner tonight, Al Bunch, starting second to him. So the alliance between the two seems to be strong as they have two very fast cars. Tristan Reams there in the 29 would like to make up some of the points he's lost. Tyler Disharoon as well. So we've actually got a bunch of title contenders at the front of this one. We've got 3 wide with Day 2 on the high side, Adam Gerber-Forian on the inside. This looks disastrous for poor Day 2 as he might drop or he might get wrecked. Seems like the bad luck is going against Day 2 here as he can't seem to catch a break. Ewan Wood Army has led the first 3 laps here at Chicagoland. Al Bunch settled into 3rd there, and Tristan Reams in 4th, followed by Tyler Fink in 5th. Al Bunch gets by Tyler Disharoon there. And against all odds, we might have a strange trifecta in brew here. With Al Bunch running as strong as he is, he could potentially win back-to-back races here. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. A trifecta would be winning 3 races back-to-back-to-back. And I guess he would just call it the sweep if he's able to pull off all 4 race wins tonight. With 81 laps here at Chicagoland, we definitely will have at least 1 pit stop. The race length distance that we see here in the Busch Series will definitely be more in line with the Truck Series for 2023. And vice versa. Everything that we did with the Truck Series will likely be the distance that these cars run next year. Disharoon's fighting on the inside, but it looks like Al Bunch is going to charge on the outside and maintain second. Looked like Disharoon struggled there as he lost momentum on the inside. Al Bunch is got a run here on Ewan. Oh, and Ewan managed to hold him off there. That kind of bunched everyone up behind him. Tristan Reams might be able to get second or third. Well, no, he'll get third. Nope, not quite. So it ends up Disharoon third and Fink working his way up to 4th. Justin Day 2 is settled into 13th. Man, Adam Starr looks like the championship is going to fall through his fingertips. as he is not looking very sharp here in these final races. Currently 30th here in the early running. Got a lot of ground to make up and a lot of points that he's leaving up on the table. Cam Jordan running 21st. The crazy part is how well that Al Bunch is running. If he were in the championship battle here, he would be one strong contender. The rest of your title contenders can't seem to put together consecutive good runs here. Apart from Ewan What Army, which he managed to charge back up to 11th in the last race. Starting on pole here and leading like this is a consistent turnaround from the last race. But he's got to hold off a hard charging Al Bunch here as he's going to try to take the lead from him on lap 14. And just like that, Al Bunch leads on lap 15, fresh off of his win at Rockingham. And now you got 5 cars packed up together real tightly here. 3 title contenders of Ewan What Army, Tyler Disharoon, and Tristan Reams. Al Bunch is fighting hard there on the inside with Ewan, and it seems that Ewan has some momentum on that outside. Here comes another charge from Al Bunch as he's got what seems to be the faster car here. Fastest lap actually belongs to Tyler Fink, but don't let that fool you because Al Bunch has the 3rd fastest car and our leader, Ewan What Army, has the 14th fastest car. Seems like we might be making some history tonight here in what will be the first and maybe the only ever 4-in-a-row race stretch in my Sylvania Bush League. There's a lot of different scenarios that could play out here. We could have a trifecta of sorts with Al Bunch winning. Having already won the first race tonight, sitting strong in the second race here, running in second. He could also pull off a strange yet relevant stat of finishing first, second, third, and fourth in this 4-race special that we've got. In the meantime, Ewan What Army is doing everything he needs to win the championship. It seems like once it gets to crunch time, he found an extra gear in that 21 machine. He had kind of an interesting season all in all. Had struggled to win most of the season, and honestly, what we're seeing here is pretty dominant from Ewan. He won the round of 16 finale, which gave him bonus points once we got into this round of 8. This extra win will just help tamp his points lead in his pursuit of a championship here. I had to step away there for a minute, but as you saw while watching live, at the front of the field here, Al Bunch kept hounding Ewan What Army for the lead, and finally prevailed in taking the lead from Ewan. Halfway through the race here at Chicago, we'll likely start seeing green flag pit stops soon. But now, new leader Al Bunch out front. Simply crazy as it is. With just under 40 laps to go here, Al Bunch took the lead away from Ewan One Army about lap 30-ish, 35 I'd assume. I missed it. But it doesn't look like he's looking back as he is driving off with the lead. He just come off of fresh victory at Rockingham, potentially looking down the barrel of a back-to-back win in the Sylvania Bush League here. Still plenty of racing to go here, but his car's looking strong. It's looking faster than the rest. Although third fastest, he definitely has quite a buffer on the rest of the field, as he has half a second lead on Ewan. He has a 3-second lead and on for the rest of the field. Green flag pit stops will be coming into factor here soon. I can't believe if we actually have something like this happen, we could potentially be looking at one of the most statistically unlikely scenarios of Al Bunch just shutting down the season. After his previous races where he was running up front, looking like a contender to win, it was they were just trying to get all the pieces aligned to get this car running strong, and they had made some changes in the front office. He was making widespread changes to try and get his car to where he wanted it. And I might just go back and quote some of the statements made by Mr. Bunch and how things have got to this point. This all goes back just about a little more than a week ago when Al Bunch Incorporated had decided that they were going to sell their ABI engine program for 2023. With the profits that they made selling their team off, they were able to help boost this team for the remainder of the races in 2022. And it's shown evident here that all the resources were put into closing out strong here for the season. I believe Ewan What Army must have just pitted. 21, yep, right down pit road. So everyone's pitting, it looks like, on this lap. Al Bunch staying out an extra lap might not be a problem, but we'll see. He'll have 1 lap fresher tires than everyone by staying out an extra lap. Just now coming down pit road, followed with him is the 14 of Tyler Fink. Hopefully, all luck abiding, he has a good pit stop here and is able to return on track with potentially the lead. One of the front pit stalls he's got. Going to take probably 4 tires here. And we'll have to see where he rejoins the circuit. We've got 25 laps to go, and it looks like he's going to rejoin right behind Ewan. He's been in this position before, and he just hounded Ewan until he could get by him. So he's going to have to do it one more time here with 24 laps to go. Very possible that he could still get it done here. Only about 2 seconds behind Ewan. And we don't seem to have any cautions that are going to mess the running order up. So all green flag pit stops should have shuffled. And that'll give Ewan What Army the lead on lap 57 here. Oh, Justin Patrick stayed out. Nope, yep, Patrick pitted, so there we go. 1.5 second advantage over Al Bunch. Al Bunch has fresher tires, so he should be quicker here. Ewan What Army is definitely fighting for a championship here. Al Bunch, he's fighting for bragging rights. Not an opportunity like this arises where a driver could pull off multiple wins in one live stream. It's just crazy, the technical alliance with him and Ewan, and it's those two running 1 and 2. So of the silly season moves being made for next year, it's kind of playing out here at the finale. He's making up some ground. He cut the lead a little bit from him to Ewan as they're blistering some hot laps out here right now. There's another hot lap. He cut off a little bit more of that lead. At the pace he's going, he'll be right on the bumper of Ewan in about 5 to 10 laps. They're getting almost within the same screenshot. Definitely in the same frame now, as he's under a second. Seems that pit strategy is going to be played to perfection once more in the Sylvania Bush League. It's one of the coolest factors here that we've been treated to all season is green flag pit stops that play a huge role in determining the outcome of the race. Just like that, Al Bunch is within half a second now of What Army. And getting a little bit of that draft weight right now. He's going to be able to close in even quicker. What Army is going to be a sitting duck and will likely lose the lead. And lose some extra points that he'd get for winning. Al Bunch is on a tear here. He's going to put himself in very rarefied air if he could pull this off. I don't think anyone amongst the trucks or the Bush League have ever gone out and won back-to-back races. Especially not with the way things are set up in this scenario, where Al Bunch is not even contending for a championship. He could be content with just finishing second here and allowing What Army to get max points for the playoffs, but every driver was born to win. They don't want to settle for second. With 16 laps here, the writing is on the wall for What Army. He ain't going to be able to hold off Bunch. Al Bunch is just biding his time right now, waiting for the right opportunity to pounce on the leader. That momentum he's carrying through turns 1 and 2 looks to be key here, as he's going to peek a nose underneath the 21. Run it in deep here in turns 3 and 4. What Army is going to try to fight back on the outside, and he'll successfully lead that lap, but we're going to see the momentum take over here as Bunch just seems to tackle the turns a lot quicker. Got 14 laps to go now, and we also have a battle brewing behind these two as Adam Gerberian is trying to get past Tyler Disharoon. With so many battles on track, it's going to be hard to focus in on one of them. Al Bunch is sitting back again, trying to wait for another opportunity. Just like that. Oh, and What Army cuts him off there, blocking, maintaining that lead. Got 12 laps to go now, and we've got a classic barn burner of a battle here. These two do not want to give any. They want to take it all. What Army fights back again on the outside and leads lap 70. This could be setting up for a potential photo finish. The way that we've seen them side by side running towards the finish line. Chicagoland always seems to provide us with a thriller of a finish each time we come here. first time for Sylvania Bush League, but the Sylvania Cup Series has had a lot of great racing over the past decade here. One of these drivers definitely are going to get to see full-time action in the Cup Series next year. Al Bunch will be running on a part-time basis. He confirmed some details with Sinclair Motor Oil as primary for his Daytona 500 attempt. We're going to try to get schedules out here in the next couple weeks, and we'll even have rosters more robust and fleshed out. Al Bunch runs it in hard there in turn 1, coming out of turn 2 with the lead, as he's got 8 laps left now to hold the lead from Ewan What Army. Ewan's going to try very hard here to fight back. This is probably one of the best battles I've seen all year in the Bush League here. Six laps to go. A caution would definitely end the race as it runs. I don't have double file or better cautions enabled. Doesn't seem like we need it because this race has gone caution free for the entirety of its 75 laps run so far. What's astonishing is the fact that Al Bunch could have dang near won 2 races prior to this. He had led a lot of laps at North Wilkesboro and came up short, getting bested by Ewan What Army there. Darlington, he started on pole and had a mechanical failure that cost him any shot at even participating in the race. Third time's the charm. He went out to Rockingham and won, just earlier broadcasted here. And with 4 laps to go, he's looking at a back-to-back win in what is our championship stretch here. Ewan What Army in second will be our top contender for the championship, as he's going to most likely accumulate the most points amongst our final 8 through 2 races so far. I simply can't believe what we're witnessing here tonight. And most people are probably asleep, and I'll have to catch it on the flip side, but if you're able to watch it, you're definitely witnessing some history tonight. As I have no words to describe how crazy this is, that we could potentially have a driver that'll go on and win 4 races back to back to back. He's going to get halfway through it, at least get with 2 races back to back. We'll have to see where his road course prowess, if it's there, with the Daytona Road Course as the finale, which will cap the broadcast tonight. Al Bunch takes the white flag here. 1 more lap, and the checkers would be all his as long as he maintains it. Going through turns 1 and 2, coming out on the backstretch. Ewan not close enough to fight for it. Turns 3 here. Going through turn 4. And coming home to the checkered flag, it's Al Bunch with back-to-back victories here in the Sylvania Bush League. Definitely showing strength and dominance tonight of all nights, keeping his win streak alive at 2. But it's even crazier to think that he could potentially have 4 wins right now based on the 2 races that he came up short. Back-to-back Al. Al the Kid does it again. So that's race 23 of 25. The next one will be Gateway. '23 of 25. Hit OK. Okie Okay, good. Good. And then hit done. Alrighty, so no further ado, we will go right into the penultimate race at Gateway. And we might have to keep the idea alive that Al Bunch might try to win another race. Hey, is this Al Bunch on the radio?
Yep, loud and clear.
What a crazy night it's been so far with 2 back-to-back wins.
Yeah, we've had a pretty fast car out there today, just like Rockingham. I just can't believe it. Back to back. Holy crap. It's
So
just knucking futz.
can you clarify a little bit on what was made or what changes happened to your engine program? How did this come to be?
Um, we've hired new engine builders out, better parts, better camshafts, better spark plugs, better pistons, just better parts in general. So that's what made our car a lot better out on the racetrack.
And it's noticeable too. And I think what we're going to end up seeing at the conclusion of Gateway here is that your alliance, your you and What Army, who you're in alliance with, He's probably going to be in contention to win the championship here, so that'll be pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to congratulate him if he wins that championship. And from what it looks like, I bet he's gonna win it.
I'm assuming he's probably enjoying second place after that race. We won't be able to catch up with him, but he'll probably get back to us tomorrow after we'll probably hear more from him then. But yeah,
Yeah, he's probably in bed right now.
what's your thoughts on potentially race number 3 here, and maybe even your chances on the road course number 4?
Well, for starters, on number 3, I'm pretty confident we can probably get a good finish at Gateway. Hell, maybe we can even get back to back to back. So I'm pretty optimistic about that, and I'm very optimistic at Daytona because we've shown a lot of ground at Sonoma before. We got second there. We led a couple of laps. So I'm pretty confident about the last 2 races in the schedule
Nice.
in general.
Yep. No, there's always the possibility of a trifecta, and then I'll term it the sweep if you get it done at Daytona too. So it's gonna be fun to
Yeah,
watch.
but I'll still be pretty happy where we finish at Gateway and Daytona because we've just gained a lot of ground in these past races.
See what's going on here. I would like to say that this is gonna keep Cup drivers or Cup team owners. They'll give them something to think about rolling into next season about potentially getting you in a Cup ride sooner than just part time. So the dominance,
Well,
that's
I
that's
would
one
like
thing.
that, but I do prefer to do stuff my own way, kind of like an Alan Kulwicki.
Gotcha. So try to run your own personal team once you get through up to the Cup Series and whatnot.
Yep.
Nice. Well, it's paying off in the Bush League so far, and maybe might see something like this next year in the Bush League where you just dominate. So momentum
Yeah,
is in your favor.
I'm hoping we get a good finish in the championship standings next year. Maybe we could even win a championship. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, and these 2 wins will help bump you up the point standings this year too. I don't think you'll get quite up to ninth in points, but all the way up to top 10 is still free game, and especially Daytona being a double points race, we'll have to keep an eye out on that.
Yeah, still pretty impressive though. In the top 10 in the standings.
So we'll go ahead and let you take to the track here and see how you fare here at Gateway.
Yeah, I'm hoping we um go at Gateway with some style. Just not wrecking though.
Yeah, no, and we haven't seen much wrecking tonight. The first 2 races all went green flag to green flag. So,
Just caution free, yeah. So
so
I bet we're gonna get a good finish at Gateway. Maybe
good
even
luck.
get that 3 in a row.
I'll be rooting for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I should better get going. We gotta prepare the car out. Getting ready. Just hoping we don't have anything like mechanical failures, engine explodes, whole
Yeah,
shebang.
we're thinking you kind of got that maybe out of the system, kind of
Favors,
hopefully
touch all
work
your
those
seatbelts,
gremlins
touch all your
out.
connections, touch your Hans. Just make
Yeah,
sure you get everything
I
like you
probably
want it.
think so. My crew chief's been doing better on fuel strategy, pit strategy in general, I should say. So I'm pretty optimistic that we're gonna win this race, or at least get a good finish, like a top 5. That's pretty much what I'm shooting for.
Definitely not quite your birthday anymore, but this could be a late birthday present of sorts, accumulating so many wins here. So,
Oh yeah,
and
true.
happy birthday too to Matthew Fastnot.
Yeah, happy birthday, Matthew.
Just a couple days shy of Halloween. Been it'd been a weird birthday to have if you had it on Halloween. Actually, be kind of cool. I don't know. So thanks again for giving us some input on the end of that race for you. It's looking like qualifying is rolling through, and you might have another good start here today too. So
The crew's working hard, working on the engine, waxing up the car, so it shines better on the racetrack. So just have to see how we finish and how we perform in general at this track. But I'm confident we're gonna be pretty good there.
starting fourth, so you get to start fourth here at Gateway.
Make sure you get everything like you want it.
Yeah, not shabby at all. I think we could get it. I'm pretty optimistic we're going to get a 3 in a row.
Looks like the rest of the field, you and What Army is starting ninth. Title contenders, other than that, we've got Tyler Disharoon in 15th, Tyler Landa in 16th, Adam Starr in 17th, Cam Jordan 18th, and Tristan Reams 19th. So a whole block right there.
Yeah, so mostly midfield.
And Justin Daytu, it seems like once the playoffs kicked in, he has struggled. He's all the way in 28th, so.
Yeah. I remember at the last couple of laps when I was battling Ewan, like my hands were literally sweating, I was shaking. It was like in my brain, like my mind just was like, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap.
White Knuckle
I'm just
racing
glad
it.
we won. So it was a pretty big adrenaline rush, but it was worth it.
Well, I'll go ahead and let you get to racing on this one. It looks like you're going to have another good run here at Gateway. We'll see if we have another caution-free run here, too.
Hopefully I just don't wreck out.
Congrats
so
again
I start getting in the car.
On the back-to-back, and yeah, hopefully we'll be talking again on the trifecta here shortly. On the front row, we've got Lynn Farrell and Clarence Bonner. Decent start for Lynn Farrell, is that's unlikely for him. Al Bunch, the guy of the night. Another really good start here. He probably is going to find his way to the front and lead some laps here at Gateway as well. So 100 laps, 125 miles. This will be one of the lengthier races that we've had tonight. It's a little bit longer track, a little bit longer lap count. Off to the early lead, it looks like Clarence Bonner with that inside line prevailing. Al Bunch on the high side here might be able to make some passes and get onto the inside line. If you've missed anything tonight, our first two winners being that of Al Bunch and Al Bunch. It's been the Al Bunch show so far, having won at Rockingham and Chicagoland. Looking for another good run here at Gateway. Clarence Bonner with the early lead here. Lynn Farrell in second. Ethan Creech in third. JD Arrington in fourth. Our highest running title contender, Ewan What Army, keeps finding his way up to the front. Currently in the top 10. He's going to have to try and pick off some more cars in front of him to keep growing that points lead that he has. He's going to want to grow the points lead as big as possible, with Daytona being a double points race. Al Bunch still hasn't found the inside line here as he's stuck in 6th place. About to drop back to 7th. Once he finds the inside line, he should be able to start building up momentum. The outside line is not very fast. Looks like he'll finally get to settle in on the inside line here, as we've got a change for the lead happening with Lynn Farrell fighting Clarence Bonner for position. Just like that, Al Bunch has already knocked off 1 position up to 5th as he got by Ryan Blaney. 4th fastest car on track. Tyler Aspinall had to come down pit road, and he is now going to get trapped a couple laps down. We'll have to see if this lap's going to be quicker for Al Bunch, since he's been able to settle in with clear track, relatively clear track. 33.7, that's the fastest lap for him, and it's good enough for 2nd fastest. Our top 4 is actually quite an interesting lineup, as Lynn Farrell has not won a race yet this year. Clarence Bonner, who won, I believe, a couple races this season. He has been up and down, most likely more so a checkers or wreckers scenario, as well as Ethan Creech in the 48 and the 67 of JD Arrington. Both, well, JD Arrington more so checkers or wreckers. Ethan Creech just not having had many good runs this season. Lap 10 of 100, we are 1/10 of the way through race number 3 here. Al Bunch turned yet again another fast lap, this time still only good for 3rd fastest, but on lap 11 he was able to turn his fastest lap, so he's still getting the car dialed in here. And those 2 in front of him are kind of holding him up at the moment. There's a significantly slower lap because of the holdup these 2 are causing right there in front of him. Meanwhile, Lynn Farrell is getting away with a half-second lead over Clarence Bonner. JD Arrington has won a hard charge on the inside of Ethan Creech, but Creech is going to drive around on the outside here. Al Bunch might be doing the same thing as he found drafting help and momentum to get around JD Arrington on the high side here. This might work in Al Bunch's favor, as he might be able to get by Arrington going into turn 3 here. And relatively easy. He's going to have the momentum coming out of turn 4 here, just like Ethan Creech was able to. And give P4 to Al Bunch. Now he's going to be able to settle back in and try to run some fast laps here. Roughly about halfway through the race, we'll still see green flag pit stops unless a caution comes out that'll affect any potential pit strategy. Al Bunch is going to try to run on the inside of Ethan Creech here. Seems like Ethan Creech is going to be a hard one to pass here for Al, as the top two drivers continue to steadily drive away from the rest of the field. If only Al Bunch could find a way around Ethan Creech, I believe Al Bunch could be closing in on the leaders. They're not growing their lead by a whole bunch, as it's continuing to stay pretty steady at 2.5 seconds there. Al Bunch is able to get by Ethan to take sole possession of third. Now we're going to see if he can let those dogs eat. The horsepower, whether it's going to get him to catch up to the leaders or if he's going to just kind of sit idly in third here. Only one lap after getting by the 48 car, he's already 2.2 seconds out of the lead. We've been able to talk to Al Bunch all night after his previous 2 victories, and it seems like even his own success here in the last 2 races might have come as a surprise for him too, as he was driving it white-knuckled to try and keep you and Wood Army behind him. He's had to earn these wins tonight, and that is a huge feat in its own to pull off 2 victories back to back, especially against some strong talent like you and Wood Army. Makes a little bit of a gain there from 2.04 down to 2.02 seconds. You and Wood Army's up to 7th. Still looking to gain some more spots. Just there behind Al Bunch. As he's going to get by the 40, it looks like, or correction, the 40 gets back by him. Al Bunch is actually leaving the rest of the field behind him in the dust as he's running comparable laps to the 2 leaders up front. Making some more moves on the lead there. He cuts it down to 1.91. So his car definitely on the faster side, even halfway through this green flag run. .90 as Lynn Farrell continues to house a lead of .28 over Clarence Bonner. And right there, he cut off a big chunk as it went from 1.9 down to 1.72. distance of drafting off of the second place driver right now. Only 1 second separates him and Clarence Bonner, and 1.5 seconds separates him from the lead. And if he's able to do this, he would be completing a trifecta unlike any other. This race is going to be one of his harder wins if he can pull it off. He had to come from 4th and a lot of adversity in the early running so far. Still have 63 laps to go here, so there's a lot of racing to be had. Especially pit stops and strategies will start to play out, and we'll see if Al Bunch's crew chief manages to pull off yet again another gem here. Down to 1 second separating him from the lead now. This is getting pretty insane. Our first 2 races tonight have gone caution-free. Like most of the races in the Sylvania Bush League this year, a lot of it has gone green flag to green flag. It's crazy. But that's what we got, is the best of the best that have not made it to the Cup Series yet. They're proving it and showing why they are the best of the best here in the Bush League. Al Bunch has put his name on the radar, and like he said, he wants to do it his way or the highway. He's more likely going to try to work his way up into Cup with his own personal team rather than signing on for a bonus with existing team, which is an admirable way to go about it. You know, it's going to be the best way to do it is you yourself and your own way. So looking good here for a potential three-peat. He's got Clarence Bonner and Lynn Farrell in his sights. He's going to give Clarence Bonner a bump. He's definitely got the faster car. He's just got to find the right opportunity here. And even then, we're going to have green flag pit stops if we don't get a caution here. And cautions or green flag pit stops could play a huge role in it. Yet, who am I kidding? We ain't going to get a caution tonight. Everything is going to go green, green, green. Likely start seeing pit stops after lap 50. But yeah, back on that topic, it seems like the lack of wrecking, the lack of cautions really proves how strong this field is. We've definitely got some of the strongest candidates for moving up the ladder here in the Busch League. It'll be rebranded to the Sylvania Busch Light Series next year because the Sylvania Busch League just sounds rough, in my opinion. Who wants to be part of the Sylvania Busch League? Who wants to play in the Busch Leagues? That just don't mesh. So we're gonna be the Sylvania Busch Light Series, although per the way things play, the inaugural season will be the Sylvania Busch League champion, and anyone after that will become the Sylvania Busch Light champion. We had a wreck, and we have our first caution tonight. So I guess we just had to wait, and I had to jinx it for a couple drivers, unfortunately. That I was talking up how clean they've been racing all year and how professional it's been. The 1 of Noah Hobson and the 12 of Dusty Redding unfortunately bring out our first caution here on lap 46. And the timing of this caution couldn't have been any more worse, as we don't get quite to halfway. This is going to give us a little bit of difficulty determining who can make it to the finish here. Most of the pit stops are likely going to happen on lap 48, 49, so it'll be close. Noah Hobson will be out of the race here. We'll keep an eye on Al Bunch to see exactly how he fares on the pit stop here. Tyler Aspinall, who pitted way early, is 1 lap down, but he's going to be able to start out front of the leaders, I believe. Al Bunch was able to make up a spot on pit road here, getting up to 2nd as Clarence Bonner drops back to 4th. So I'm thinking that they're probably going to be able to make it to the finish of the race without another pit stop. It fell pretty close to halfway, and they were able to make it 48 laps. They should be able to make it 52 laps even with this caution time here. They're going to be running under caution, conserving fuel until the restart around lap 50. So I wonder if I should try to enable I'm not going to mess with history tonight. I am going to let the race run through without better cautions enabled. I kind of missed my window to enable it at the beginning of the race, so we'll just let it single file restart here and see how it rolls out. Al Bunch has worked against the odds to get back into 2nd here, eyeballing a potential 3rd win on the night. I've said it once already, it's going to be the Al Bunch show. Even if he doesn't win this one, he's already won a half the races run tonight. In the meantime, our highest title contender is Ewan What Army, who's running 8th. And pretty safe to assume, not having tallied up any of the points yet, Ewan What Army is probably going to be your points leader going into Daytona. Now, how much of a points lead, we'll find out, but he's probably going to want to have quite a huge buffer going into the finale, the grand final race of the Sylvania Bush League 2022 championship. We're about to get back underway here on lap 51, halfway through the race, and Lynn Farrell has been dominant. However, Al Bunch has been showing speed and consistency, and would definitely, I put him on list of contender to win it here at Gateway. Going into turn 1, the lap car of Aspinall is actually able to drive off from Lynn Farrell. Al Bunch, unfortunately, with the outside line here, is going to have to find an opportunity to get back inside again. Very much like the start of the race, where he got shuffled out further back because he was on the outside. Lynn Farrell settles into the lead and is going to try to pass Tyler Aspinall, put him back in one lap down position. We got our one pit stop of the race, so we'll likely be looking at the rest of the field running to the finish here. Al Bunch settling back into second, getting in front of JD Arrington. Looks like he's going to blow by Tyler Aspinall on the inside here. Adam Starr with a good run into the top 5. Ewan What Army still sitting top 10. But all eyes are on Al Bunch right now as he tries to go for 3 wins tonight. This is a dominance that's never been seen before. Not even in the Cup Series have we seen a driver go and win 3 races back to back to back. And we're looking precariously down the barrel of a 3rd potential win for Al Bunch. fastest lap now belongs to Al Bunch with a 33.572. Second fastest to him is our current leader of Lynn Farrell with a 33.609. So we'll see if the faster car can prevail here. He's got 43 laps and all the time in the world to make it happen. That car just looks to be on a rail. Lynn Farrell has not won a race yet this year, so he's likely going to want to hold as hard as he can on for a win. But breathing down his neck is the guy that's already won 2 races tonight, Al Bunch. None of these drivers are in title contention. Our highest title contender is 6th place right now with Ewan What Army. And Adam Starr right behind him in 7th. So there's a lot of historical significance with how this is all going to play out. Historical in the fact that there's never been a 3-time back-to-back driver that's won 3 races consecutively in any of the series I've hosted. "40 laps to go here at Gateway. And Lynn Farrell is still holding on strong in the lead with that Chico's Pizza Toyota. The Penske truck rental of Al Bunch, number 8 Camaro, proven to be pretty dominant. Even if he's not able to pull off the victory here, 2 wins in a second is unmatched in this playoff stretch. No one else can even come close to holding a candle to pair of wins and podium finish. Ewan What Army probably wishes he had quite the run to help secure his championship, due in part to the fact that he's not up front winning every race. The championship will definitely be going to the final race at Daytona, although I believe Ewan has probably made a lot of points up that are going to be hard to lose at the last race at Daytona. Here comes Al Bunch with a run. Farrell kind of holds off on the inside, keeping that run at bay. And we have another caution here on lap 65. I'm not sure what the caution was for. This will give everyone a chance to potentially come down pit road for fresh tires and re-rack them. Seems that the caution happens right there. The 14 car of Tyler Fink. Tyler Fink has significant engine damage, and the 52 of Micah Mixer is unable to slow down in time, causing Tyler Fink to get run into the wall. So we'll have to see if we have any takers on pit road. This kind of puts an added wrinkle in the finish of this race, as we have our second caution amongst 3 races run tonight, both of which come in this third race. So this will be our more of, I guess, not necessarily a wreck fest, but definitely one of the more caution prone races that we've had tonight. Current leader Lynn Farrell over Al Bunch, JD Arrington, Clarence Bonner, and Ewan What Army. 5th place, Ewan What Army is our top title contender. Then you've got Chris Hergeson, Ryan Blaney, Adam Starr also in contention for the championship, Lucas Holmes, Tristan Reams, Logan Nagy, Josh Harrison, Connor Cooper, Tyler Landa, Adam Gerber-Forian, Justin Patrick, Ethan Creech, Skylar Dixon, Tyler Disharoon, Dave Wilson, Justin Daytu, Cam Jordan. Amongst those two title contenders, which are really shooting themselves in the foot here, running 21st and 22nd. You got Brian Clark, Bella Fawn, Roland Heidfeld, Jules T-Roll, Nelson Morrison, Riley Sorrell Tracy, Craig Bush, Dusty Redding, Nadak Hagum, and Micah Mixer, who brought out this last caution after he ran into the 14 of Tyler Fink. Lynn Farrell has led majority of the race so far. Of the 67 laps, he's led at least 95% of them. Al Bunch has a faster car behind him. He's just having to find the right opportunity to make a pass for the lead. Lights go off on the pace car this time, so they will go green on lap 69. We still do have the 1 lap down car of Tyler Aspinall starting on the inside. And we'll see how Al Bunch fares on this restart. Last restart, the lap traffic kind of hindered his move to the front, and he fell back a few spots before settling in 3rd and working his way back up to 2nd. Perhaps we'll see a repeat of that, or maybe he'll get a better start here. None of them pitted, so no one has fresher tires versus the other guy. It's all still on the same tires that they did the last restart, which are more wore down on this restart. thinking what I'll probably end up doing tonight, instead of running the season finale with no one else able to tune in, I'm going to probably call it at the end of this race. Even though I was excited, I'm getting tired, and you can probably tell in my voice that I'm getting tired, but we're going to cap it off here on the triple header, and I'll probably get the points tallied up and go to bed, or might tally them up tomorrow. But we still got 31 laps to go here, and Al Bunch is trailing Lynn Farrell. Looks like the restart very reminiscent of the last one, as JD Arrington makes a pass on the inside. Lynn Farrell, it doesn't look like, is actually making up much ground here, so JD Arrington's going to take the lead. Al Bunch is going to have to find a way on the inside here and make a move to get past Lynn Farrell. Doing in part so to get up to second, and now he's got to fight JD Arrington for the win. The hard-charging Chevrolet Camaro. He's going to try to work his way around the Toyota Supra of JD Arrington here. 30 laps to go. He's got the speed. He's got the position. He's just got to make the move. Clarence Bonner settling into third there with a decent run. Ewan Wood Army up to fourth. Fifth. No, fourth. Yeah, fourth. One car's a lap car out front there. Al Bunch is just hounding the rear bumper of that 67 car. He's hoping he can get an opportunity to drive away. Ewan Wood Army is going to take third maybe from Clarence. Might have a run here on the front stretch, as he's got quite the draft, quite the run going. He's going to have to settle back in behind him here, as he didn't have quite the run as I thought. Tyler Aspinall, the lap down car, is going to get approached here by the leaders. Al Bunch making that inside line work to his advantage, as he's now got right up beside JD Arrington. Start finish line there. He's going to have the opportunity to drive it in deeper on the inside and make the pass for the lead with 25 laps to go, as Ewan Wood Army is now cruising in right behind him to try and take second from JD Arrington. Nice part is I'm going to have video evidence that this all happened in one live stream broadcast, if it goes down the way it's going down. I'm going to pass the finish line and have 24 laps to go, and it looks like he's going to even drive by the lap car here of Aspinall, as his lead is substantially stretching out on second place, JD Arrington. To go all season long without a win, and he's gonna pull off the trifecta here tonight without, well, as long as he pulls it off. I ain't gonna jinx it and cost it to him, so I'll just be quiet and we're gonna watch in awe as this unfolds here. Lynn Farrell, who dominated the majority of this race, has fallen all the way back to 5th. Still, not a terrible run for him. Top 5s are still really good outing. Chris Hergeson has worked his way up into 6th. Lucas Holmes. I think that this is likely the most hype way to end a season, though. It's definitely a feel-good story for one of the drivers that's had kind of a rough season up to this point. All of 2022 is mostly a rough patch for Al Bunch in the Sylvania Bush League. But something lit a fire under that team and everything is flipped upside down in the Sylvania Bush League right now. You and What Army is likely going to roll into Daytona with a steady points lead amongst the top 8 in the playoffs. And history in the making, of course, as I've mentioned before, no one in all of the trucks, Bush, or Cup have ever won 3 races consecutively. So that is going to be, if anything, Al Bunch will be in the record books. He'll be up on the site for being the first and potentially the only driver to win 3 races back to back, all in the same day too. It's 11:59 on the Pacific Standard Time, so this race will roll into Saturday the 29th. So technically not all on the same day, but still all within the same 24-hour span, back to back to back, which I don't think will ever happen ever again. Hopefully anyone that wasn't able to watch it live are tuning in and watching this section right now with 16 laps to go as we are watching Al Bunch close out like the closer and try to secure his 3rd straight win in one night. Things are getting a little bit more curious here at the front as Tyler Aspinall is actually closing in on Al Bunch. As soon as I mention that, he's getting enveloped by the 67 of JD Arrington, and Al Bunch is cruising back off again. Yeah, I want to be able to allow for a little bit more people to tune in and watch the championship finale crown. With that, I'm going to definitely do the championship finale race tomorrow once I get off work, which will be about 2:30 Pacific Standard Time or 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we will crown the Sylvania Bush League champion of 2022. You and What Army is now up to second here and actually making some strides on the lead. 9 laps to go. All Al Bunch has to do is maintain that lead. That 1.3 second lead over you and What Army. As he comes around this time, it'll be 8 laps to go. Car seems significantly slower towards the end of this run, as you and What Army cuts it down to 1.32. Both of them definitely way slowed up here, as the tires are probably junk at this point. They're just trying to hold on for dear life to save all that they've got. You and What Army had a 11th, 2nd, and 2nd, but nothing can compare to the trio of wins, likely to be a trio. As long as he holds off you and What Army, it grows his lead a little bit longer here to 1.37, as it's going to be 6 laps to go this time by. Also, just like that, Al Bunch is going to put himself towards the top of the list of all-time winners in the Sylvania Bush League already. Him and Cam Jordan, as well as, well, just him and Cam Jordan with 3 wins apiece will take over the top spot in the all-time wins category. Ewan What Army has 2 wins, but he can always go out there and strike another win. Even potentially next race at Daytona, he could win it. And if he did so, he would win the championship on it. Four laps to go, and the lead has definitely shrunk up a bit here. I don't believe Ewan's going to catch him. He might catch him, but I don't think he'll be able to pass him. Catching him's one thing, passing him's a whole nother. 3 laps to go, and the lead's still continuing to shrink ever so slightly. Al Bunch is going to use everything he has left in the tank here. Two laps to go, and things have slightly leveled back out here. Just now 2 laps to go, and the deficit is down to 1.12. If Ewan has anything for Al, he's going to have to cut off half a second a lap. I've said this 3 times tonight. Well, it'll be the 3rd time tonight that I'm saying it. Al Bunch is coming around to take the white flag here at Gateway. Ewan What Army is not going to be able to catch up to him in time, as Al Bunch will be able to take a moment to compose himself here, hit all of his marks, not make any mistakes. And for any of you that were able to catch any of these races tonight, you were able to catch a bookmark in history with the NSSR series. Al Bunch takes home his 3rd consecutive win, all in one night, all within the same live stream. Al Bunch is a 3-peat winner, taking home the trifecta, winning Rockingham, Chicagoland, and Gateway en route to the final race at the Daytona Road Course, which will run tomorrow evening, to crown a champion. The favorite to win the championship right now is looking definitely like Ewan What Army. That's beyond crazy. Holy crap. When I decided I was going to do this long stretch of live streaming tonight, I did not expect that one bit. I don't think the rest of the field expected that. He kind of set the whole field on notice with his dominance tonight. 3 straight wins for Al Bunch, which will likely never be even close to met. And there's no way that record will be flirted with for quite a while. And even then, we'll have to see where his points tallies put him. It might put him up the list pretty far. He was deep down in the point standings, but this will give him a good showing for the end of the season for sure. So race 24 of 25, we have 1 race left to determine the championship, and then we'll be into the off season and looking forward to 2023. Yeah, I'm just running out of steam here as it's the end of the night for me. 3 consecutive wins for Al Bunch. That is quite the tremendous feat. So thanks again everyone for tuning in. We have one hell of a championship to tie up tomorrow at the Daytona Road Course. This has been the most peculiar way to end a live stream, as we had the same winner that ended up coming out victorious in 3 different races, all in the same broadcast. So I don't think I'll be able to top that for future broadcasts of multiple races. We'll end up doing double headers once in a while. I don't think I'll end up doing very many triple headers ever again. The only triple headers that may happen is Truck, Busch, and Cup on the same day. But 3 Busch races in a row, 3 victories now belonging to Al Bunch. His 3 first career wins came in consecutive fashion. I'm going to be getting the points tallied up here within tonight or tomorrow, so that we'll be ready for the championship finale at the Daytona Road Course. Hopefully some of you actually are able to catch this one on replay tomorrow. It'll definitely give us something to look forward to for our championship finale. So thanks again, everyone. I am dog tired. So this is Jakester signing out.